India versus Australia. In the end, Australia managed to win that game, but a great T20 game because it was just what a T20 game should be like. Take it down to the last ball, the last over.
The best. So, a cricket game is successful when you can take it right till the end, where if 100% is 40 overs, if the match is undecided till the last 5% or 10%, it's a good game. If it's undecided till the last 1%, it's a great game.
Right.
And that's true of any sport, I'm guessing, right? Which is why one day sometimes I've lost fancy saying if a team gets 420 at 50% of the game, you know what the result is going to be. We did not know the result going into the last over with 14 to win. And you have the number 8 and number 9 who get that done. I have a question for Ajay. Would number 8 or 9 of India be able to do this? Now, this is where some batting practice for the bowlers. Well, the bowlers are specialists. Jai Richardson and Pat Cummins are not in the team as all-rounders. But that little batting ability, the little time in the nets that they spend, that really shows in a situation like this.
It does, of course. You need, if you can, add as a bowler and bat, or bowlers as also batsmen who can bowl, it always adds to the team, and it's wonderful. I think it's been a great game. It's a fabulous game. I all along thought India had no chance, but they fought back brilliantly. So Australia has won the game, but I think India's probably gained more today because of where they were. Our batting struggled, but that's not something that we need to worry about. But a game that was gone and out, you still managed to be in the game, and it was just one ball here or there. You could have won this game as well. And I thought after that Bumrah over number 19, we almost won that game. So a fabulous cricket game. And whether it's for viewers, whether it's for Australian cricket, only team or only people who would be disappointed is us, the Indian fans and the Indian cricket team. But cricket's the winner today.
Cricket is the winner. There you go. Ravi Bhaiya's line. I love it. Cricket is the winner today. I think the person who changed the game for India was actually not an Indian, but was Glenn Maxwell. I feel Glenn Maxwell, do you remember you made this point about saying Rahul got there, got the 50, should have stayed? I think Glenn Maxwell and these brain fades that happen, such fantastic form he's been in. He was today striking the ball so cleanly. At that point in time, he should, somebody needs to sit down with Glenn Maxwell saying, you put yourself in that position, you put the team in that position, you have to ensure that you're there to make the team win. Don't leave it to anybody else.
Yeah, but that's the ideal thing. That's what you want, and that's that's the difference between an experienced player and somebody who's new. But there have been players like this, when they have the ability to do something more than other players who in that same era do, they make these mistakes because they know that same ball goes, for a 6, sometimes goes for a 4, you take those risks. But a sensible player, when he gets in, he should make sure that he sees his side through. And this game is an example from the Indian side and from the Australian side. I mean, they would have won this game, but I think that's the biggest learning out of that game.
But this whole Umesh Yadav, the last over and this particular venue on this date, it's so jinxed because the last time they played West Indies in an ODI game, he was bowling the last over. He had to defend the same number of runs. He gave a 4 of the last delivery. Again, this time around.
He's better, he only gave 2.
He only gave 2?
No.
So he's better by 100%.
Yeah,
so he's 100% better from October. Well. That's the improvement curve that you want.
Yeah.
Listen, a lot of people have been speaking about that for a long time. Umesh is great up front.
Yeah, what happens to him at the end?
Top skill is not necessarily in the end. Bumrah is gold. Bumrah is gold in the end. Is there a better death bowler across both formats at this point in time than Jasprit Bumrah? The answer is a resounding no.
Yeah, I mean 18 dot balls, that's a lot, right?
That's gold, platinum, that's, you take that to the bank every day. Look at him, he's won 3 overs of dots.
No, he is special. I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, who else can you think of in the past that comes into international cricket? It's only been a year or a little bit more than a year because he came on that
in test matches.
In test matches.
But 2016 Jan when he played in Australia was the first that he played. So that was 3 years in international cricket.
So limited overs even before he got to international cricket. You knew he was special. You'd seen that with Mumbai Indians. You'd seen that with domestic cricket as well. But even in the test matches, what I meant by 1 year is that I can't go back and think which was the last fast bowler or any kind of bowler who came into test cricket and is the premier bowler around the world, number 1.
In 1 year.
So this man has just improved every day. He's added to his game maybe not in skills so much, but reading the batsman. And that's what I meant by, planting those trees and fruits you bear later.
Yeah.
This man, you don't need to, he's one of those hybrids that you
It's
don't
one of
have
those
to.
plants in Dubai. They come with the fruits.
No, it's the hybrid that you don't have to wait for 5 years. He started delivering within the first year.
Yeah.
He is an amazing character, though.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something about Jasprit Bumrah. Is first of all, there's a great combination because he's actually Sikh, but brought up in Gujarat. So two very distinct sort of, there's distinct geographical influences
for
there,
Mumbai.
right?
Yeah.
Plays for Mumbai, of course. The thing about him is he's a lone ranger. So this guy, he doesn't need, he doesn't need that arm around his shoulder. He's not like one of those fast bowlers who has to be talked to a lot. He's supremely intelligent. He's very hardworking with his training. He pretty much does everything he does alone. He on tours doesn't actually leave. He has a bad game. He won't leave his room for 3 days. Not even to go out, like eat a meal or nothing. So this guy is just programmed differently. And I just hope for Indian cricket, and I think they've realized it, I just hope they let him be. Because a lot of times what happens is when something becomes very successful, you have the danger of over-managing the product, right? This is a guy you don't need to over-manage. I think the one good thing that's happened in Indian cricket is no one's tampered with his action. That is such an odd action. It's the first action somebody would want to correct.
Yeah.
Right? They want to correct that act. Nobody's done that. Leave him be with this attitude. Because look at him. I told you in the beginning, this guy, I met him 2 days ago. He's full of fire. He's like, I haven't played in a month and a half. I'm itching to get out, wear the India cap, wear the India colours and perform. And he showed it today. 18 dot balls in a T20 international. I mean, I don't know. It's like, what's that emoji you kids use? This one?
This one?
Yeah, this one.
I like how kids and you straight away look at me.
Yeah, because he's...
What is that?
This is high
like,
five.
No, this is not high five. This is
Like
I bow to you. That you're the best.
Bow to you.
Yeah.
Talking about bowing.
Hashtag respect.
Respect. I think today the one man who managed to garner respect is Rahul, KL Rahul. The others who were around, I mean, all the next on the line, be it Umesh Yadav, be it Rishabh Pant, be it DK for the World Cup, if we're talking about, they didn't impress. But do you think something like this would just sort of weigh them down further?
No,
Not really. I mean, look, Dinesh Karthik has been around for long. I mean, in fact, he came in before even MS Dhoni came into the scene. So he's been around for long, and he's carried on. I mean, he's carried on. He's got better. His temperament is better now. He's finishing games. So over a period of time, he's got better. It's just that you have somebody who's far superior than him, like MS Dhoni, and that's the simple reason he wasn't there. For Umesh Yadav, I feel he didn't bowl bad balls even in that last over. If you look at all those 6 balls, and people who've joined us now would have probably watched it.
Yeah.
He had pretty good deliveries. If something was let down, I think it was his fielding, because there were a couple of balls that went to long on, and there were 2 every time. So if you take those 2 singles away, you win the game. And Umesh Yadav is a hero suddenly. So numbers don't show you what an entire team and game has done. So except for that one ball, I feel that was not a correct ball to bowl at that time, which went to Cover's boundary, the second last ball.
Yeah.
But that's a strategy again, what you do. But execution was not bad. It wasn't that he melted under pressure, nothing down the leg side, no balls or nothing like that. See, it's a game. What we're playing, who you're playing against is also an international side.
Yeah.
The pressure's on. So I look at what he's tried to execute. Has he been able to do it?
Yeah.
If the guy at the other end was superior on that day or got lucky with something, then you got to respect and say, look, somebody played well on that day. There will be days that things go your way, but those couple of doubles, I think that is something that if I was looking at that game and analyzing it, where did we, because you analyze the whole game, but right at the end in that last over, they chased down 14.
Yeah.
But out of those 14, when you allow a batsman who's hit a boundary to come back on strike, makes a huge difference.
It would have changed the game. You can't.
So
how do you hit it to
things.
mid on and get 2? It doesn't. I don't know.
Which is something I actually wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
The common perception is sports people play a game to win a game, right?
Yeah.
You want to win the match.
Yeah.
But that last ball when they needed 2 runs, traditionally what you've seen in cricket is people come closer
I
and they try and save the run.
I agree.
Here they let them take the 2.
So see that is a call that you make. Not let them take a 2, but where the ball went is different. But if you see the fielders on mid-off, cover, point, and a square leg, there were only 4 fielders inside the circle. So there would be some captains who would probably bring in more, but the minimum that you do, if you believe that you want to not get to the tie and want to make sure you win it if you bowl a good ball. See, this is where the confidence of the bowler and the captain and the sync comes in. If you have a confidence in your bowler saying that he has a good chance of bowling a good ball, then you keep a field according to that. So maybe you would have that cover where the ball didn't go. It's hypothetical what we are talking, but action was before the result. So you would have those fielders. If there is a good ball bowled and the batsman doesn't hit it well, there shouldn't even be a single.
Yeah.
But what we saw before, as you rightly pointed, is that the 4 fielders within the circle, which are, you are not allowed to send them back, otherwise probably would have also been sent back. They were not there to stop that single. So India, I think, looked, or the team, I won't say, was happy with giving that single and saying, oh, let's get away with a tie.
Yeah.
And when you start with a mindset like that, and it wasn't a bad ball, it was actually pitched perfectly. The boundary fielder, so same is with this. So the boundary fielder also can be 5 yards in or out. That's a call that you make before the ball is bowled.
Yeah.
So if he bowls a good ball, we should not give 2. If he bowls a good ball, we should not give that single in that circle.
Yeah.
But in this case, we saw the single guys were at the back. On screen, you can't see where the actual mid-on was, so it'd be unfair to make a judgment. I didn't see it. But with the result that we saw, in spite of bowling a perfect delivery, they ended up getting 2 runs, is because we probably started with a mindset saying, when he bowls a bad ball, I hope it doesn't go for 4.
I didn't see the captain actually talk to Umesh and change the field for the
I
last
think
ball.
the director
last
of the
ball.
television, I must ask him, why don't you show the captain?
But there's a camera on Virat all the time. There's like a Virat cam.
Yeah.
There's actually 2. First, there's a close-up of Dhoni, then it goes to
But did the field change for the last ball?
No,
I remember.
So the 4th, we were watching it.
Yeah, we were watching it, yeah.
And the fielders in the circle were right at
the
line.
circle, yeah.
So that gives me an indication that you are happy with giving 1 away.
Yeah.
If it's a bad ball or good ball, let's play defensive.
Would you have got like another
No,
2 into the ring and say,
no, and I want to be very clear. It's
hit
not
me
that-
out. If you have to,
It is not
hit
about
over.
whether if you did that you would have won or if you
No,
did
I'm just
this.
saying attack. You'd be
It
happy
just
with the
shows
attack.
you what the state of mind of the bowler and the captain is, because I'm presuming it's the captain or the bowler, one of them who's kept the field wherever he wants.
Yeah.
So the state of mind I'm saying before that delivery was that, okay, we'll take a tie at this stage.
Yeah.
Whereas I thought India fought all the way
To the end.
from where they'd lost the game, because with that total you had no chance. So
Yeah.
all the way we felt like that, and then the last ball I thought we just felt that way, and that's why, in spite of a good delivery, because there could be a batsman who'd sit under and scoop it for 6. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, but you don't. You
On-
know
on
that
your-
8 or 9 will probably not do that,
So
right?
No, but it's top order. We got lucky in 2007 World Cup. Misbah had taken it away, and then he sat and did that, but he got
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
So that's
The
the result.
T20 finals,
I'm
yeah.
saying whether he hit it or not is the result.
True.
But what he acts to do
Yeah.
is what the state of the mind is before the ball. If it had gone for 4, even that game, maybe things would.
He would have been the hero and not Joginder. Yeah.
So
there you go.
You can
Strange
only
things that
analyze
go here
things
and there.
before the event. After the event it's happened. So it's there to see.
After the event, it's not an analysis; it's a post-mortem.
We don't do that, do we?
That's what.
I don't know.
It's not
I lost you on that.
The game is done, so
Yeah.
now we're just doing a post-mortem of what we
What
thought
could have happened? What
could
didn't
have happened,
happen?
should
Or
have,
what
would
should have
have.
been done? It's very easy sitting here and making up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We can just tell you what we saw
Yeah.
and our point of view, what we agree and disagree with, and you could have a completely different point of view.
should.
Those people, as you should.
And,
As you should.
and I'm sorry, I just need to plug in my own show. And if you have an opinion, look for me. I will come up to you and ask you for all your strange opinions, because I do a show called Stranger 11 on Cricbuzz.
There is somebody watching this in Mozambique right now who's saying jhoot bol raha, he's not coming to Mozambique.
No, sir, sorry, that's very far. That's very far. I don't
It's
even know how to
like,
get
if
there.
you're around
Can
me,
you-
Yeah, around me, like right behind the chair.
Can you take me with you when you go? We'll have fun.
Please,
Yeah, चलो ना ये स्टूडियो में
Come.
बोर हो गए.
let's go.
तो फिर मैं अच्छा ठीक है
Let's
मैं क्या
go.
करूंगा इधर अकेले में
तो चलो ना
Vicky,
फिर.
चलो,
yeah.
let's go.
Hey, ideas to get to know what they want to know or what they say.
Sir,
Because
but
हम तो बोल बोल के थक
We
गए.
have social media for that, no?
No,
why
but
go
I tell
out
you
and
what,
all?
very interesting.
Damn hot here outside.
So that's why we do half our shooting in Bangalore. The weather's good there.
We'll come to Bangalore. I'm willing to go to Bangalore to shoot. I like Bangalore.
Yeah.
We'll come to Bangalore to
So I'll
shoot.
be very happy to have both of you all.
Done.
Yeah. So now we'll come back to the game now.
Yeah, done.
I'm getting instructions.
Okay. Listen to the boss.
Yeah, I'm listening to the boss. See, let's talk a little bit about the other bowlers as well. Mayank made a debut today, and clearly the Indian bowlers did bowl really well, and that's what Virat Kohli even said in his post-match interview saying he's really happy with the bowlers. Going into the next game or prepping for the matches ahead, I'm sure they'd be really happy with this, right?
Yeah, you got to be happy with your bowling unit because
Today,
who's let you down is your batting unit.
Yeah.
You've lost the game at the end, but the bowling unit brought you back.
Yeah, he said the same thing.
There was no chance as I saw it, but the team saw it differently, which is wonderful because attitude is what makes the difference out there. And bowlers played their part. Although the Australians played a very important part as well.
Yeah.
You know, the openers, both the openers get run out.
Yeah.
And when I was growing up, I'll tell you a story about our coach.
Please.
One of the coaches that I happened to learn, a lot of coaches we've been blessed to have had a very simple theory. He says the teams that lose their openers to run out, 90% don't win. And in test match cricket, that's a 100% record almost.
Wow.
Because you have 5 or 6 top batsmen, the best go to bat at the top. If those guys get run out, you've actually taken 40% load off your bowling team. So it's a 40% of the batting unit. So, and today both of them get run out, one at the start which lets you into the game. Then the second one who's set gets run out at a crucial stage.
Yeah.
They let you in because it was only about 38, 39 runs to get off 36 balls with
last 40 balls,
with 8 wickets in hand.
Yeah.
In a game where there was nothing happening. From there to be in this stage, I think you got to give credit to the Indian mindset, Indian cricket team mindset, that they didn't give up. And the Australians' mindset was shown again that they're not used to winning. They haven't won for a long time. So when they got close to that victory, they panicked, and that is what is pressure. Pressure is not when you have nothing to lose. Pressure is only when you have something to lose. It's like, you know, anywhere you go, first day everybody says pressure. But when you expect it to deliver and you can't deliver, that's the real pressure, and we saw that with Australia.
Now, hypothetically, if India had won, do you think Australia would have lost that match or India would have won?
I think India would have won because whoever wins actually has won. But Australia would have gone down so deep that, you know, they would have not come out of this till the World Cup. This win will turn around Australian cricket. I have no doubts in my mind that you see Australia from here, strength to strength, all the way to the World Cup.
Yeah, I think a bit of both. If that would have happened, a bit of both, because Australia would have definitely cursed themselves for losing the match at that point in time. We spoke about that earlier as well. But the bit of trivia that I do want to give you today, when you're talking about the Indian bowlers,
please,
is that the Mumbai Indians bowled 12 overs for 64 runs, and RCB bowled 8 overs for 63 runs. The Mumbai Indians took 4 wickets and RCB took 2 wickets. So there you go.
Thanks, Gaurav.
It's only 2 teams today. Yeah? I mean,
I don't know.
Get ready for the IPL, right?
I don't know. There's like a weird octopus ball situation happening here. And I already think I know what is going to happen with RCB.
I tend to see patterns where none exists. So this is my pattern today. 3 bowlers there with Bumrah, Pandya and Mayank from Mumbai Indians. And you have Yuzi Chahal and Umesh Yadav from RCB. So you've got...
so Mumbai Indians got 4 wickets and RCB only got 1.
Yeah, RCB got 1 and Mumbai Indians bowled 12 overs.
And better bowling attacks win more tournaments.
There you go.
I have another stat to give you. It was funnily the 2 RCB batsmen who hung in with MS Dhoni, so India could get to 125.
There you go, see?
Yeah.
So RCB has always been a batting team.
Yeah.
Mumbai team prides themselves on batting, but their bowling is what makes them win. So yeah, you are. I mean, you know, the patterns actually just show you what's coming up in the IPL.
There you go. But we got to say, I mean, there's a word both for, I mean, Bumrah and Pandya. Between them, they've bowled 8 overs for 33 runs and picked up 4 wickets. I mean, just look at that in terms of you're looking at 2 bowlers who absorb pressure well and you've seen. I think Krunal now. I have a feeling that Krunal ends up performing better than his ability for that reason. I feel his temperament is pretty solid. I feel that about Krunal. Every time he plays, I feel like he's just got this solid temperament where you put him in a big situation, he delivers above his ability, right? And that's what you want. So at the end of the day, you want the delivery, right?
So we were talking about Krunal before, the Australia started batting. Did he look like a 10 lakh guy overperforming or over delivering, or did he look like a slightly higher salary package guy who's living up?
Even when I said that, for me, I'm not one of those who believes in what value you got.
Yeah, not the financial value.
What I was trying to say, or even in this case, is that there are players that you expect them to do a certain thing. Do you expect them to go out there and deliver? Like Bumrah, now you expect him to deliver something. If Bumrah goes through 3-4 games with same average but not picking up wickets, you feel that he's underperformed. Whereas somebody like Kunal Pandya, who's had only 1 wicket, bowled when there were 2 down, bowled 2 overs then bowled when there was another, he picked up a wicket and then there was that run out at that stage where the team was not going for it and he gave how many?
4 over 17.
4 over 17, he looks like, oh, he's done an outstanding job. So I'm saying from that point of view that he's bowler, he does exactly the same. He bowls, he slows it down. So if the opposition is not getting after him, he has no problem because he's not one of those bowlers who will give runs away.
Yeah.
Give, I mean, by not giving the pace to the batsman. But when the batsman gets after him, he has no other skill to fall back on.
Right.
So we've seen that with him. If you look at his career, I'm not a big numbers man, but people who enjoy numbers can go back and have a look. That if he's had a bad day, it's always been 35 plus, or if he's had a day like this where it's low scoring or the opposition has been beaten, he'll be below 25, 20, 20. It's not the average wala. So he's that kind of a bowler. So it all depends on the situation on the game and what the opposition is ready to do against him.
And how well the bowlers before him.
Because he's
so what do you set up?
One thing I 100% agree with him. He's way smart than the cricketers around him. He understands the game much better. In olden days, we would call street smart cricketers. They would figure out what the situation requires, what's needed, and they would play within their limitations because they're not within their limit. They have limitations with their shot making ability and their bowling skill, but they know how to use it well. Whereas there are some players who have great ability shot making. Dinesh Karthik is a perfect example. He has superior talent than Kunal. There's no doubt in terms of batting. Or with bowling, I can think of let me, if I don't have time here, it's live, but I will come back to you someday.
You take your time.
So there are some bowlers who have so much ability,
Yeah.
but Umesh Yadav, they don't get the best out of themselves because when to bowl which ball is probably not Umesh's strength and is Kunal's strength.
Right, and I'm just waiting for you to use that word. What's the O word we've used thrice on this show?
Optimize the talent. Yeah. You got to optimize it.
Who does that? Captain?
The captain's got to make you. I think Dhoni is amazing at optimizing the spinners' talents.
Yeah.
I think there's no one better than him who reads the game, reads angles, etc. And you've seen it. You've heard it actually. Thanks to Stump Mics, you've heard it.
Yeah.
With him talking to Chahal, to Kuldeep. You've literally seen, like, you know how we used to have tuition classes when we were kids? It's almost like he's doing tuition classes during the exam. Right? So you've got the instructions that MS gives to Kuldeep, to Kedar Jadhav, to especially with spinners, right? Right there. Aage dal, ye bhi aayega, to Ravindra Jadeja.
Yeah.
Isko piche kaar, ye side pe aayega, ye maar raha hai, off side pe, ye leg side pe.
Pretty good impersonation, by the way.
Yeah, I tend to do Dhoni's impression well.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
All right. I think anything else that you want to add about this game, on this game, anything else that you want to add, or should we move to the next one?
Let's talk about the next one.
Let's talk about the next one. Okay. Let's take a look at the side.
The squad to see if there's any changes.
Yeah.
मेरे को पता है इसका क्या interest है अभी.
अच्छा.
I know, समझ गया.
उस सीट पे बैठे हुए हो ना पूरे टाइम.
पता है मेरे को. I know the drill.
पूछ रहा हूँ मैं. अच्छा, so this is going to happen in Bengaluru. They're going to be playing at the Chinnaswamy Stadium.
Love it.
Would you make any changes to the Indian side from what played today?
Let's see the squad. Where's the squad?
Yeah, we're going to bring up the entire squad.
In the last 3 years that I've been following this team again, one thing's for sure with Virat and the whole side that you will always have a surprise.
Yeah.
And because he thinks differently, nothing wrong with that. That's his style and he leads it. So it is very difficult to judge what he'll do. But there are some things like the bowling pattern, 19th over, as he said.
Yeah, Bumrah.
So there are patterns to it. So the changes would be what Rohit won't get changed. Shikhar has been rested. Rahul's had a good game. So in that pattern, I feel maybe Rohit gets a rest. Not because of performance.
Yeah.
If that's the pattern that he retains. He sticks to number 3 no matter what happens. So he'll be at 3. Rishabh Pant, I think, had only 1 game. Dhoni's had 1 game. Kunal has just come. Vijay Shankar was the man who actually played at number 3 when Virat wasn't there. But now he's not in the side. Siddharth Kaul will certainly get a game. Umesh Yadav will get a break. Jasprit Bumrah will play. Yuzvendra Chahal will play. And Markanday will play.
Yeah, I see
only one
change.
Yeah, I see just one change happening. Is
1 or 2. One is for sure, which is Umesh Yadav, because they rotate their fast bowlers. I go by that, not because of performance. And 1 in batting, either Dinesh Karthik or Rishabh Pant. One of them would be rested because
for Vijay Shankar. So you see all 3 who'd be left out today getting a game next time, which is Shikhar, Vijay Shankar, and Sid Kaul.
That's the pattern that I've been following. That has nothing to do with
the performance of this game.
Yeah, and the good thing is that he's consistent whether they win or they lose.
Yeah.
If you were doing it just by losing, and
Then that seemed like a
then
knee-jerk
it
reaction.
seems like, yeah. But
Yeah.
if as a strategy, and he's our captain of India, if people who are matter and selectors and board has made him the captain, then you got to respect his call. Yeah. The reason why he's captain is because you want him to make those calls.
Yeah.
If you and I had to make calls, we should be there, right?
Yeah.
So in spite of having Dhoni in the team, if you have Kohli as captain, then you got to respect. That is what the selectors and the board and people who run cricket want. So this is the pattern that you've seen for the last 3 years,
And
I hope he carries on.
Virat likes making changes. I mean, the fact is he went 30 or 31 games as Test captain without retaining the same 11 for 2 consecutive matches.
Yeah.
Right? So, and with this T20 game as well, this series is, as I say, a 2-game series is not a series.
Yeah.
Historical context of this will be nothing. You're really not gaining anything with your one-day plans and if you have the World Cup in mind. So, get everybody some game time. Why not? It'll be a pressure game because India will want to win that game to draw the series 1-all. So put these guys, put them under the pump. Let Sid Kaul get a game. If Vijay Shankar is in your long-term plans, I'm not understanding because there are few fringe players right now in India who you don't understand
don't
what
know
their
what's
plan
going
is.
Sorry,
on
can I
with
that.
interrupt? We have no long-term plans in Indian cricket.
Yeah.
I'll give you. Dinesh Karthik was way before Dinesh Karthik, Parthiv Patel, these guys came way before Mahendra Singh Dhoni.
Yeah.
So it wasn't planned. So your greatest player. Then Jasprit Bumrah was also not a planned plan.
True.
In Indian cricket, things happen.
dynamic.
Ambati Raidu was left out after 2015 World Cup saying, where will he be around when the time comes? He is still around. Mohammad Shami,
Not just around, he's your number 4. He's your declared number 4 6 months before the World
Mohammad
Cup.
Shami, who was playing in the 2015 World Cup, was left out and said, oh, this fellow is not good for one day. He is back in your scheme of things. So, unfortunately or fortunately, Indian cricket has a system to bring back the best, bring the players who are best at that time, and they get there. Some people left out, some people not. So, long-term plans with Indian
Kuch nahi
cricket.
But
pata.
it's nice. It keeps the spice, the flavor.
No, so there
Everybody
is
tune
a-
in, wow, there's a new guy.
There is a song of which people of our vintage will understand, an old Hindi film song. Kal kya hoga kisko pata, abhi zindagi ka le lo masa. So that's what you can say with the 11 selection. You can never bet your house on what the 11 will be for India because you will lose your house. So if you have a house, don't bet your house.
Yeah, just hold on to it. Hold on to your house. Let's also take a look at an Australian full house now. Would we make changes to that side? I mean, they're really going to sit down and discuss saying, bro, itna pass hai, but we almost lost it. What is up with us?
So the interesting thing here is that
Yeah.
Kane Richardson, who was the highest wicket taker in the Big Bash, he was left out of the 11 anyway. Sean Marsh is not available for the first. I don't even think he's available for the second T20 because of the birth of his second child.
Yeah.
So Sean Marsh, so remove that name. It's about Usman Khwaja and Alex Carey. They're not going to play Nathan Lyon because the T20 is a format where the leg spinner today is much preferred to the off spinner.
Off-spinner.
So they'll play Zampa. So I don't see any changes happening in their bowling lineup. See no reason for Kane Richardson to replace who is the question. And would Usman Khwaja or Alex Carey come in the place of one of the openers of Darcy Short? I don't think so. So according to me, I don't think they're changing their 11 for the next one unless injury forces them or unless Kane Richardson comes in for somebody. I don't see their batting really changing.
How about you?
Yeah, I don't
same
see
page?
much either except Peter Hanscom, who kept wickets and
Yeah.
batted.
But if you get Alex Carey in, you got to bat him at the top. Like
So
he's
the number that he comes to bat, Hanscom, is not ideal for them. And when the whole brain freeze happened for Australia, if you see he was around then, Dorsey Short also got run out with him. So I mean that's my take. I don't think he's ideal for that kind of number, in especially 2020 format. So that could be one change that they make. Otherwise, they've won a game. And they have a different kind of captain. They have Aaron Finch as captain, who would probably leave himself out against Jasprit Bumrah or anybody who's bringing the ball in. But that's not going to happen.
I still think that they should play Stoinis at 5,
Yeah.
possibly him.
And not get him to open?
Well, if Aaron Finch wants to play at 3, then play Alex Carey at the top with Darcy Short. That then lets you play, instead of Peter Hanscom, lets you play Alex Carey at the top, right? So
Yeah.
you've replaced that, but you've got him as an opener.
Yeah.
You have Finch at 3, Maxwell at 4, Stoinis at 5, right? So then you're still playing it according to that, right? So that's what you can play Stoinis at 5 or 6. He's played at 5 or 6 before. So that's what you do. So you do that kind of jugglery, but I don't see any reason to actually tumble that apple cart.
Because openers is, somebody who's had success at BBL or Big Bash. may not have the same success here because how many teams
But Darcy Shaw did today.
how many teams there open with spinners? When you play 3 spinners, a captain has an opportunity to bowl 2 spinners at the top as well. So
No, actually, but
so
this
if
Big
you-
Bash. No, but I got to tell you, this Big Bash,
You
because I really
watched it.
followed it.
Yeah.
There was a lot of teams that were opening with spinners.
Yeah.
So there was
No, 2
Clive
spinners,
Rose
I'm saying,
for the Hurricane, for the Hobart Hurricanes. So there were a lot of spinners who were coming up front. So it's been quite strange actually to see
So game-
Australia
game ball.
opening with spinners. But again, like you see no reason for them to tumble all of that. I'd still like to see Aaron Finch opening because he's been so destructive in those. What has he got? Like 200. He's got 250 plus scores in T20 internationals. That's
there's a story about that.
yeah.
What's the story?
Sunny Sir, in 1983, had a couple of bad games against West Indies, and he batted at number 4 in Test match in Chennai. And so when he walked in, one of the greats of that time walked past him and said,
No, it was 0 for 2.
0 for 2.
And he came into bat.
And he came into bat. And when he was passing the great Sir Vivian Richards, all he had to say was, Sunny man, no matter what time you come in, score still 0.
Oh, and what
No
happened?
matter-
He finally scored a double hundred.
No
did he,
matter,
in
no
that
matter,
game?
no matter.
No, next game.
Next game.
Double 100 he scored.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying for Aaron Finch, this is.
Right.
If the ball coming in is bothering you, if coming at number 3, you still may have to walk in. So might as well open.
No,
He
but
still
this
had
is
to
very
come in.
far. 1983 just happened in Australia.
What just happened?
Our openers were coming out very soon, yeah. But Virat
That's
was
right,
out
of
there,
course,
we are
yeah.
playing.
No,
That
I'm
is,
saying in this case because it's obvious that Aaron Finch has been struggled against anything that's coming in.
Yeah.
So if you are, that is the reason you're not opening. Like he said, he should open because he's been destructive there. So if you are trying to stay back, it doesn't mean that your turn may not come. Like he came again with in front of Jasprit Bumrah, and captain was smart enough to bowl another over there, and he bowled him an extra over. That's when he picked
so
up
there's
a wicket.
strange things that happen, like in Test matches.
You got to get past that, no matter what, no matter what.
No matter what time you. What
Yeah, no
position
matter
you
what
come to
time you
bat.
come in, man. Yeah.
But Aaron Finch in Test matches was not suited to open. For the Sheffield Shield, also he plays in number 5 for his state. He was opening there. That was the wrong position for him. Now he's batting lower. But this is not a longer format of the game. Your openers are not going to see off the new ball and then you come. It's only 20 overs, right?
Yeah, so you just got to play. You got to jump in and do what it takes.
Technique you should have used, strategy you should have used in Test. You didn't use it there, now you're using it here. Doesn't make sense. He's destructive. He's a great player to watch as a fan of cricket. Obviously not as an opposition fan, but as a fan of cricket, he's a great batsman to watch when he's on song. He's had a bad Australian summer. He's low on confidence. I hope this win does him good as a captain, as a player, because I'm a fan of cricket, man. You want to see them. You want to see him score 100, and then of course you want to see the Indians score 200s and then win as an Indian fan. But as a cricket fan, you want to see players like Aaron Finch do what they do best.
So he's got to be there at the top. It's important for Australia, for cricket fans, for everyone. And we want you at the top as well when we start the show, because that's where we ask you our joy factor question. Not a bad plug, yeah? Good segue.
That was a good one.
I'm getting better at this. Okay, let's just take a look at that question now. This is what we asked you. If it was Johannesburg in 2007 and then Pallekele in 2016, which Indian city was it in Feb 2019? And
That's
we
where
asked
DK's
you
wife is from, right?
from where?
From Pallekele.
No, she's Palikal. She's got.
Okay.
doesn't
I thought
even
maybe
spell
the
same.
Palikals are from Pallekele.
Yeah.
Just like the Kapurs are from Kapurthala.
Yeah. Or
That's
they
like-
could be from Pali Hill also.
That's also true.
Possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Palikals are from Pali Hill or the Kapurs are from... I'm getting really confused.
Yeah.
Though I am from Kapurthala and from Pali. I'm actually not from Kapurthala.
No?
Carry on. Sorry, give us the answer.
Okay, let's come back. I don't know.
We went into some other trivia altogether. Let's focus on Joy's trivia.
Yeah, so there was a question. I read
The
it out.
answer
I've
is-
forgotten the question. I
I'll
don't
tell
know
you
the answer is.
Those two questions, those two instances were of highest scores in T20s. There you go. Yesterday was in Dehradun. That was a match that happened between Ireland and Afghanistan. There you go. You can do the honors for the rest.
Did you manage to watch the highlights?
I
Yesterday's game?
did.
Pretty cool.
I watched the highlights.
162.
Dude, I got a problem, man. I watched the highlights of every game, much to my wife's annoyance. I'm the guy who is got one headphone on at night next to the pillow trying to, while she's saying, the light on the phone is not letting me sleep. Sorry, I'll go outside. Sounds like guy. Yeah, I did.
Right. Who's our winner? Let's take a look at our winner. We asked you to use that hashtag Cricbuzz Live and send in your answers. And the winner is, let's show it on our screen. It is Saurav Shri 1995.
There's obviously somebody who was born in 1995.
Yeah, and he's clearly in love with himself. Immense amount of self-respect. He's added a Shri in his own name.
If he really had that much love, he would have added 2.
Shri Shri.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
I'm
just
not
done
going
one.
there.
He's just done one. No, I'm just saying, like, why stop?
Yeah.
Twitter allows you to have anything. Put 3. Put Mr. and G and Shri and
Knight.
honorary and Lord. Anything. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. But well done. That's a good answer, man.
Yes,
That's a good answer.
congratulations, Shri Shri.
It'd
Saurav.
be interesting. I want to ask him. How did he figure that out? Because
That I'm Shri?
no. How did he?
Oh, the
get-
answer? Oh,
how
I'm
did
sorry.
It'll be interesting to when you go next time and if you meet him, you must ask him how did he find that answer? Because it was in South Africa was the highest score of the same teams. No, it was in 2020. So from that point, the record was broken, right? Is that what he got?
I think.
I'm saying now the question's been answered.
No, I think he'll tell us.
I know.
Well, like
I
knowing
think I
is
know how
how
he
he-
got there.
The deduction, I feel the deduction came from what are the things that have happened in February because it's only been like 20 days
Yeah.
or 23 days.
Yeah, but
so it's easy to
there's a-
follow what happened in.
Because none of them. in
I think
that
it said
list had
Indian city. It said
Did
Indian
it?
city, didn't it?
It said Indian
Yeah.
In the
city,
question?
Yeah.
but none of those 6 teams are Indian cricket teams. So I'm saying, how did he figure that out?
I think I know the answer.
Yeah.
Like you were telling me inside earlier, ये तुम्हारा generation Google का generation है. I think it's Google. I think he Googled the answer.
Ajay? No.
Nah, Joyce questions you can't Google.
No?
Nah, I think this guy's smarter than that. I think he figured what are the
This was a tough one.
what are the record-breaking things that have happened in cricket, and India has
But
not
did it
played in
say-
India.
Can we put the question on?
Yeah,
the-
let's
Let's put the question. Let's dissect this.
This is joy
See,
that
we have
I
time.
know.
See, what does the question
Indian
say?
city. See, that was the thing.
If it was Johannesburg in
If it was
2007,
Johannesburg in 2007,
Yes.
and Palak
See, in the answer, so you solve it by solving the last one first. So you think what's the Indian city? It's obviously not an international game because India has not played over here, so it's not an India game.
yeah,
right?
no, it's clear. I'm saying,
you-
but I want to ask.
So where are the other international fixtures that have happened? It actually leaves only the.
But in 2007 in Johannesburg, there could be many other incidents that happened.
I feel
Yeah.
that was during the World Cup, wasn't it?
No, I'm saying
it was during the World Cup, the
It
T20
was during the
World
World Cup.
Okay.
So that even I told you. So you're looking at 2007 World Cup.
Okay.
So you're seeing what are the Joburg games.
Yeah, okay.
So obviously then you remember, okay, there was one game in which there was a 260 hit. So you
Okay.
remember that.
Okay.
The Palikaliwala I had
And
no
then
clue
Feb
about.
2019, you went and saw what happened yesterday or day
So
before
you work with
yesterday.
reverse deduction.
So somebody who's watching each and every game that's being played around the world would get it.
Yeah.
Not somebody like me who's just
Nerds.
following Indian cricket.
No, it's the nerds. These questions,
yeah.
Joy's questions are for cricket
Wow.
nerds.
Wow.
Well done, Saurabh.
Real fan. This is a real fan.
Yeah.
Fan of cricket.
Cricket fan.
And we are a fan of you. Well
Yeah.
done, Saurabh.
We are.
Well
Congratulations, huh?
Awesome, man. I mean, we just discussed like a question, then the answer, then the guy who sent in the answer. Some great fun overall today. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you so much. It's so
Yeah.
it's so strange for me to be here on this side.
It is
Yeah.
so nice to
But
have
it's
you.
nice.
But it's nice
Keep
to sit
using
next
the
to my
word
brother.
brother.
My
Yeah.
brother. Well,
Thank
of
you so
course.
much. Thanks
We're
for
totally
making it so
twinning
easy.
today. Twinning. Hashtag twinning.
Hashtag twinning, and it was great fun having you around.
Yeah, Danish.
Thank you.
You
Thank
you brought out the best in us.
Thank you. I've been such a huge fan. This is so cool.
No, honestly, it was great fun. Thank
Yeah.
you for coming.
And thank you for bringing me on TV. Thanks.
Thanks, I like how you.
Are you taking the credit for today or no?
Of course I am. I'm not just taking the credit. I'm taking 10% of your paycheck.
Because no, don't get me to say it again. No, I'm not
At least
taking it again.
I've said too much.
Yeah, I've said too much. Chalo. With that, we're going to say goodbye and thank you to you for watching. We'll see you again when India play Australia in Bengaluru in that next T20 game. Thanks for watching Cricbuzz Live. Good night.